So YouTube, it's your boy Multiverse. So back here again for another video, man. Today we have a video uploaded by the Cosmic Wonder. This is Doctor Strange 2 post credits explained, Secret Wars setup, Multiverse of Madness ending explained. So we have a video by Warren that's going to go over apparently the post credit and mid credits, well, post credit scenes for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I watched it last night, absolutely enjoyed the film, had a great time. Like a short little review or summary of my thoughts. I thought it was good. However, I think it didn't go quite as crazy as what I think the internet probably hyped it up to be. So that's kind of what I was thinking in my head a little bit after watching the film. But it's crazy, it's madness. But me, I was like days before the movie came out, I was looking at like plot leaks and story leaks and how it was gonna go. So I already knew a lot of stuff that was gonna happen. A lot of stuff was pretty accurate. Anyways though, like I said, I still enjoyed the film, and yeah, it was a great film, and I just can't wait to see like what are some of the ramifications of what's to take place afterwards. Anyways though, let's see what Cosmic Wonder, aka Warren, has to say. Before we get into it though, you all should let me know down below in the comments, how's your day? Hopefully it was pretty good, but if it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. If you're already here, please like and also consider subscribing, bro. We're literally not too far off from hitting 1,000 before the end of the before we achieve or get to the summertime. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal, 1,000 before summertime. Summertime doesn't start till like I think like first week of June or something like that. I'm not going by like what's actually the thing. I'm just in my head, summertime's like first week of June, because that's when like school for a lot of people get out. Anyways though, so yeah, let's go.
What is
Whoa.
Doctor Strange, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and wow, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was an insane movie.
Oh yeah.
And if you're here right now, you want to know what's up with those post-credit scenes. And I have to tell you, I have an idea, but really exciting, because we have a new character who seems to be taking over the role of Christine Palmer, because in the comics at least, she is Doctor Strange's lover and wife, actually. So we'll go over everything that you need to know about her in this video, and also talk about how Avengers...
Also, if you guys like hear like thumping or beating in the back, it's raining kind of heavy right now, so if I'm quiet enough, you probably hear it, so don't mind it. It's kind of soothing to me.
Secret Wars is being set up for the MCU, and they did that big time here in this post-credit scene and in the actual film. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We cover Marvel content daily, and we'll be covering the Obi-Wan series and some DC movies coming up as well, like Black Adam. Now, obviously, I have to issue a spoiler warning. If you have not seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness yet, and you are trying to avoid spoilers, you should click away now, because we're about to dive into them. Now, to know the first post-credit scene, you of course have to know what happened at the end of Doctor Strange. Everything was over and done. Everything kind of seemed fine. Doctor Strange was walking down the street. Then all of a sudden, he started to experience agonizing pain, and he fell to the floor. And this is where his third eye is revealed. Now, we saw that the darkest Doctor Strange variant, who was actively using the Darkhold, had a third eye as well. This was because he was corrupted by the Darkhold. Then our Doctor Strange defeated him, and he went on to use the Darkhold and to dreamwalk, and now it seems like he has been corrupted by it as well. But seeing as how our Doctor Strange appears to be very different than the others, I don't think that this is going to be a huge problem. Then we go to our post-credit scene where Doctor Strange actually seemingly is fine. He is walking down the street, no third eye, no agonizing pain, but then a person comes up behind him, and she calls out to him, "Doctor Strange." He turns around, looks very confused, and says, "Can I help you?" She then says, "You caused an incursion, and we're gonna fix it." She then summons a magical blade and cuts a rift in their reality to the Dark Dimension. The same Dark Dimension that we saw in the first Doctor Strange film, where Dormammu...
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it looks like Dormammu's region, right? Or plane of existence. Yo, what's up with these two ads on YouTube? Like, come on, man.
She looks into the Dark Dimension, turns back to Doctor Strange and says, "Unless you're afraid," in which Doctor Strange takes a scarf, throws it over the back of his neck, and it turns into his cloak and entire Doctor Strange outfit, and he says, "Not in the least," as we see his third eye open, and the two of them jump in. Now, like I said, it doesn't really seem like the third eye / corruption is going to be a problem for our Doctor Strange. As we see here, Doctor Strange is completely fine, and he seems to actually be using the third eye to his advantage. Now, the third eye in the comics, his mystic eye, is actually the Eye of Agamotto, not a physical eye that he opens from his forehead. So they definitely changed this up a little bit in the MCU, giving it a little bit of a twist. But keep in mind that the Darkhold in every reality has been destroyed by the Scarlet Witch, so the risk of him using it and becoming more corrupt and evil isn't really that high, and he probably realizes this and figures out a way to make it work to his advantage. Now, this person is Clea. I'm sorry to all the people who thought that it was Psylocke. I admit, yes, that blade does look like Psylocke's, but this is not the X-Men Psylocke. This is Clea, Doctor Strange's romantic interest in the comics and eventually his wife, and the Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension. And to top it all off, she is actually the niece of Dormammu. When Clea was born, her mother was actually banished from the dimension that they were at. So she grew up not knowing who her mother was, but her father served Dormammu, so she grew up worshipping Dormammu in the Dark Dimension. Now, eventually Dormammu would threaten Earth, and the Ancient One sends Doctor Strange to the Dark Dimension to defeat Dormammu. This is where Clea notices him and follows him around, and she eventually ends up helping him and betraying Dormammu. Now, their story is pretty long and pretty complicated, but eventually Clea does come to Earth, in which she trains under Doctor Strange. However, she does eventually return to the Dark Dimension, where she rules over it as Sorcerer Supreme. This does put a strain on the relationship between her and Doctor Strange, but the two of them actually get mystically married. Check this out. They couldn't actually legally get married because she is actually from another dimension, not a citizen of Earth. So they wore magical rings that were actually only one and were therefore mystically connected for all of eternity. So, as you can see, this is a pretty huge character that has been introduced to the MCU here. And plus, not to mention, it's Charlize Theron, who is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't really recognize the actress.
One of the big things that this post-credit scene sets up, as well as the actual movie sets up, is Secret Wars. Specifically, a story where incursion occurs. Now, we learned what incursion was in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it's pretty much exactly what happens in the comics. And this eventually leads to the multiverse essentially collapsing. Incursion occurs, and universes start to combine with each other, and some start to collapse. And I think that this is where the MCU is heading. Eventually, the multiverse itself will be destroyed, and only one universe is going to be left. And from here, we will see a bunch of different variants interacting with each other. We'll have a bunch of different variants of Thor, Loki, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, the Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man. Then they'll go up against villains like Doctor Doom, Kang, and whoever else the MCU wants to introduce before then. And at that point in time, we'll have the Fantastic Four and the X-Men in the MCU as well. So this really is going to be a huge
this sounds crazy.
Do it. Way bigger than Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, if you can even believe that. But again, incursion is a big part of that, because incursion is what leads to the destruction of universes and the multiverse. And we have this big Illuminati scene here with Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards explaining the threat of incursion, which was the whole reason that Doctor Strange was being judged by the Illuminati. So it really does look like Secret Wars tends to be the huge story that Marvel Studios is eventually going to lead up to, which is really exciting because we're going to get some pretty amazing characters and their variants, including God Emperor Doom. And in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we had the introduction of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, so hopefully the true main MCU Earth 616 X-Men and Fantastic Four are coming soon. Now, as far as that second post-credit scene goes, we go back to Pizza Papa, played by Bruce Campbell. During the movie, America Chavez goes up to a stand and gets some pizza balls from him. She thinks they're free because she explains to Doctor Strange that food in most universes is free, and it's weird that his universe makes you pay for food. However, she is actually wrong. In this universe, you still have to pay for food, so Pizza Papa wants his money. Doctor Strange casts a spell on him that makes him start to punch himself in the face and beat himself up. He explains that the spell will eventually wear out, and America Chavez says in like 3 hours, and he explains, well, no, kind of in like 3 weeks. So here we are 3 weeks later, and he finally stops hitting himself. He looks at his hand as it's now not hitting him, laughs hysterically, looks directly into the camera and yells, "It's over." Now, obviously, this is a little bit of a pun here, a little bit of a joke. He's obviously referring to it's over as in his hand is no longer hitting him, the spell is over, but he's also making a joke that the movie's over. This is the last post-credit scene, and it's done. And honestly, it was fine. It was a funny scene, but I was hoping for more. I was hoping for another big post-credit scene here.
A lot of people thought it was going to be Deadpool,
setup, maybe an X-Men or Fantastic Four setup where we see John Krasinski as the actual Earth 616, Reed Richards, or the Baxter Building being built. But hey, I'm really excited for the future of Marvel Studios, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness proved that Marvel can go in a different direction than they normally do and absolutely crush it. But let me know what you thought about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in the comments down below. Did you enjoy it or did you not like it? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Marvel news. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof.
Like I said, I absolutely enjoyed the film. I thought it was pretty good, you know. It just wasn't quite as crazy as I thought it was going to be, mainly due to like, you know, speculation and thoughts on the internet. I do wish it was a little bit longer. And I heard there's quite a bit of stuff that was like cut out the film, like potential cameos and other plot points or whatever that were kind of cut out. So I kind of do want to see like a director's cut, which would have been around, I think he said 2 hours and 40 something minutes, or maybe up to 3 hours. I would love to see that, a Sam Raimi director's cut, because I was told or I heard that Marvel wanted him to cut out a lot. So I'd be down and willing to check it out, you know. Anyways, though, let me know down below in the comments what are your thoughts on this film. Are you looking forward to seeing them set up this potential secret wars within the MCU, having this whole incursions event taking place? And then what do you think is going to lead to at the end? Whether it's going to be like one singular multiverse or one singular universe, which is the 616. I imagine that's probably how they're going to have to go, right? Like, and that's the perfect way to kind of like help factor in or potentially bring in all these new characters or the X-Men or Fantastic Four, depending on how they do it. You know, they already got the Fantastic Four in development, so I guess maybe it won't be that way, or maybe I don't know. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts on this. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and also follow me on Instagram at LeroySaysSo's YouTube channel. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It's literally free, and it's really helping the brother out because we've literally grown like 57 subscribers within the last week, and we just can't stop now. We're almost at 1,000. With that being said, peace.